Hey guys, it's Payday045 here, and welcome to my 4-year anniversary Q&A. So, here's how I'm going to structure these questions. Instead of sorting it by category, instead I'm going to do it by the person who asked it. That way, I don't have to jump back and forth between questions from, the same person in different categories. Because trust me, I got multiple questions from different people, so just a little easier for me. I can go ahead and answer their questions and get all that done. So, here's my 4-year anniversary Q&A. Hope you enjoy. My good buddy Mitchell Long asked me this question. What is your favorite anime? That's a long list, buddy. I'd have to say... Here, I'll give you my top 5. Well, not exactly top 5, but my favorite 5. Deadman Wonderland, Naruto, Chronicle Murder, Attack on Titan, and Rosaria Vampire. Those are my 5 favorites. Not exactly in order, but those are animes I will go back and watch anytime. Michael Long asks, who is your favorite character in Pulp Fiction? I'd probably have to say Jules. I can't really explain why I like Jules, or, well, oh wait, here's the obvious answer. He's played by Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, you can't deny Samuel L. Jackson. And it's kind of an obvious answer. I mean, come on. Other than the Sonic series, what is your favorite video game franchise? I'd have to say the Castlevania, the Metroid series, and I think the last one I'd have to say probably the, that's, and the Metal Gear Solid series, of course. So, yeah, Castlevania, Metroid, Metal Gear, those games I love to play. What is your favorite web series? Oof. That's a long list there, Michael. The first, I would have to say, and I'll tell you my top 3. Number 1, Sonic for Hire. I love the series ever since it came out, and ever since then, I am hoping for a Season 8, but I don't think we're going to get that. Number 2, probably Sanity Not Included. Especially the first 3 seasons, the seasons with Dex and Lyle. The seasons with Alex are okay at best. No offense to him, but I think the actual gaming skits are hilarious, but not so much the animated. And then number 3, probably 50% off. It's a fan-dub, or how should I say, an abridged series of the free Toby Swim called Anime, and the amount of jokes they throw in are hilarious. Also, the portrayal of the character Nagisa as a thug got me hooked instantly, because when you look at him, when you look at this face, you do not ever see him talking in a thug accent. So yeah, those are my top 3: Sonic for Hire, Sanity Not Included, and 50% off. What is your favorite character in any medium? I'll give you my 2 favorites. One is from a game and another is from an anime. My favorite in the game would have to be Shadow the Hedgehog. I love Shadow's personality. He's very serious when it comes to things he's assigned to, especially in 06. In fact, 06 Shadow is probably my favorite Shadow in the entire series. And my favorite anime character would have to be Hinata Hyuga. I don't know why, but Hinata's shy personality in the anime Naruto, I don't know why, but I love it. It's cute. It's adorable. So, and also not to mention, she can, sure kick some ass, alright. So, that's why I like her. She's has a shy personality, but at the same time, she is not, going down without a fight. So, yeah. Sonic Fan 4467 asks, what are your favorite video game memories? I'd have to say, for one, the battle against Ganon and Ocarina of Time. That was the probably the second game I'd actually beaten, because I had to say the first memory, my first favorite video game memory, would probably have to be the first time I had beaten a video game, which was Sonic Adventure, I think it was 2. And then I beat Sonic Adventure like shortly after I had beat Ocarina of Time. So yeah, those are really good memories. Another good memory I'd have to say was the first time I actually played a video game with my younger brother. The first game we played together was Mario Kart Double Dash. We played that game for hours, especially when we got home from elementary school. We would come home, and then after we finished our homework, we'd turn on the GameCube and play that for hours until dinner. Then after dinner, we'd go back and play it some more. We couldn't put the game down. It was too much fun. So yeah, those are my favorite video game memories. So any games I'm looking forward to in the future? The first would have to be The Legend of Zelda Wii U, because that looks like it's going to be a fun game. It sucks it's delayed because I think it's Nintendo's advertisements, or how they work. They'll build up the game to ridiculous levels, then delay it so that the hype can reach even more, and then they'll release it and the game will be incredible. The other game I'm looking forward to is Splatoon. It actually looks like a decent game, so I may give it a look at if I eventually, get it. And then the last game I'm looking forward to would have to be Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem. I was so happy that thing is probably going to get a English release, because, well, I've never really played Shin Megami Tensei that much. I can't remember which one I played, but I love me some Fire Emblem. I will play some Fire Emblem at any time. So I'm looking forward to those games, definitely. What are your mains in Super Smash Bros. 4? My mains are Shulk, Sonic, Marth or Lucina. It doesn't really matter to me. And my last main would have to be probably, I'd have to say Robin. In fact, Robin is probably my favorite newcomer in Smash 4. Just because of the way he plays, I love it. Sonic, because, it's my favorite video game franchise. Of course I like Sonic. Marth and Lucina, because they have incredibly fast attacks. And Shulk, because of the different moves you can use with the different Monado changes. I haven't really played much of Xenoblade Chronicles, so I can't say much. That's why, if I said something wrong, I'm sorry. What capturing device do I use? I don't use a capturing device. I don't record Xbox 360 or any HD games, really, unless I'm doing a live stream or something. But for the PC games I do, the Let's Plays on my computer, like Mad Father, Misao, White Chamber, I use a software called Screencast-O-Matic. Problem is, I can't exactly figure out how to play the sound in the background of the video. It may be the kind of computer I'm using, because this isn't exactly the best computer in the world. Yeah. Azar Firefly asks, what are your thoughts on blind run LPs and things like Facecam? Blind run LPs are kind of my favorite, actually. In case someone doesn't know what they're getting into, it's really good, especially for horror games, especially Silent Hill. I don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's, especially, because that's a game that's gotten a lot of people playing it because they don't know what they're getting into. And then, in terms of Facecam, I'm hit and miss with it. Guys like Markiplier and PewDiePie, especially because of his editing, those guys can do some great Facecam stuff, especially for horror games. Like I said, Facecams are perfect for horror games because you can see their reaction. So that's perfect, What are games that you find yourself going back to every year? Metal Gear Solid 3, any Pokemon game, really. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Mario World. I could go on and on about this because there's a lot of games I love to replay every year. In fact, I've been playing I've been replaying Earthbound every year since 2010 because I love that game. And especially considering the amount of things you can collect in the game, like the magic truffles and the different bats and stuff like that. I even attempted a 1 in 128 chance run where I tried to get all the extremely rare items in the game, and you know what? I actually pulled it off. So those are games I like to go back to every year because of how much I love them. What are things you'll eat or drink when you play games? Well, I usually don't eat or drink when I play a video game, mainly greasy foods, because they will mess up, like, especially using playing a action-packed game like Devil May Cry or something. Those games, since you're pressing the buttons a lot, pressing those would not exactly do well if you had greasy foods. So, honestly, just anything that gives me energy. Anything really that gives me some kind of energy, except for coffee. I don't like coffee. But, and before you think Mountain Dew and Doritos, no. I like Doritos, but I don't really care for Mountain Dew, but that's just me. What are IPs that you would like to see move to other companies, and what companies would you like them to move them to? There's one that I really want to happen, and I want it now. Mega Man to Nintendo, please. Mega Man is not staying well with Capcom, so he needs to get out of there immediately and as soon as possible. Just fast, because he's pretty much dead at this point. But with his popularity in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, I hope Nintendo can buy the Mega Man IP off of Capcom and keep them for themselves. Name a movie that has made you cry. Well, all honesty, never really cried during watching a movie. Not really. So, seriously, there's no movie I can think of that I've ever cried at, or at least teared up. So, sorry, no answer to that. Name a game that you never want to play again. What's the biggest lie you've ever told? I can't think of one off the top of my head. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but trust me, as a kid, I was a really young kid, young elementary school, kindergarten to second grade. I was a big liar. I would always lie about everything. Because, it wasn't the fact that I just liked to lie, it was the fact that I lied so I wouldn't get in trouble. Especially, the problem is that I lied about stupid things. So, I wouldn't say I've told a big lie, so. Pancakes or waffles?
So waffles. Fuck breakfast!
Justin Bieber is your brother. What is your reaction? If you could change something about yourself, what would it be? Nothing. I'm okay with who I am, and I don't really have a purpose to change anything. I know these questions are very vague, these answers are very vague, but really, I really have nothing to say. What is your favorite weapon? Oh, definitely the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. That thing looks like it can cut something open. I'm also a huge fan of Sephiroth's Masamune. As you can tell, mostly Final Fantasy weapons, because those the weapons from Final Fantasy are over the top. You know, Cloud's Buster Sword, Sephiroth's Masamune, and I'd even have to say, the other one I have to say will probably be the Master Sword from the Legend of Zelda series. Pretty much any kind of sword, really. Would you ever date a viewer? Well, let's get into that, shall we? What is your least favorite anime? I don't really know. Sakura Trick. It's atrocious. I don't like it. I can't explain it. Watch it for yourself, and you'll realize how bad it is. What was your reaction to Angel Beats, QnA, or Air? I've never watched Air, nor have I ever heard of it. QnA didn't really make me tear up any. But Angel Beats, it did make me tear up. But it had some really tear-jerking moments, so... Angel Beats is a very sad anime, so... I'd watch it, but only if you can handle your emotions well. Are you a part of any fandoms? Hitalia. If you could be related or date any character, who would it be? Not so much... As a sister, I would like to have Hinata. I don't know why. Either Hinata or Yukari, mainly Yukari. That's the one I'm going with. Yukari Sendo from Rosario Empire. The way she acts, I would definitely treat her like a sister. So, yeah, Yukari Sendo would probably have to be the one I go with. What's the very first video game you've ever played? I'd have to say, I think it was Majora's Mask. That was the first game I ever played. I got to Woodfall Temple, and then my Nintendo 64 stopped working. So that was I didn't exactly get to Woodfall until after I beat Ocarina of Time, because Majora's Mask, I lost interest in it because, you know, I was young. It makes sense. But the first game I played was Majora's Mask, and a couple years later, I had beaten it, and I actually grew to enjoy the game, so, yeah. What is the biggest WTF moment on the internet? This abomination. What is your favorite meme? Bad Luck Brian. Simple as that. Those memes are hilarious. I love the Bad Luck Brian memes. What are your favorite YouTube channels? I'd have to say Some Call Me Johnny, PBG, Copycat Comms, let's see what else, Smooth the Groove, Johnny Atma. I can go on and on about my favorite YouTubers that I love to watch, and I'll explain in brief. Some Call Me Johnny, his reviews are really informative and even hilarious. As for PBG, he's just pure humor. That guy is probably the funniest dude I watch. Copycat Comms, well, I actually know a few of the members. Those guys, they always make me laugh. Especially with that one part in the Crash Bandicoot LP where Stephen put a gif of Johnny doing the Crash Bandicoot dance, I guess. I don't know. Smooth McGroove, his acapellas are really enjoyable. They sound incredible every time I listen to them. And Johnny Atma, his guitar covers are just eargasm worthy. They're incredible. What website do you visit the most? It's a tie between Facebook and YouTube. Simple. If somebody came into your house and offered to give you $1 million for not using the internet for 4 whole months, would you do it? 2 words. Hell no. Show us a website you haven't been to in a long time. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. Probably Newgrounds. I haven't been on Newgrounds in forever. Name a childhood favorite movie that was awesome as a kid and sucks now. Well, if you watch the co-review I did with Michael Long a few months back, I'd have to say Space Jam. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll provide a link in the description. I don't have that many lines because my audio glitched up. So, but still, it's a really interesting review, and I think you'll understand my take on it. What is a movie quote that summarizes your life? Sorry Not Sorry. It's from Shrek. And it goes like this. After a while, you learn to ignore the names people call you, and just trust who you are. In middle school, I always followed the crowd, and because of that, I did not gain any attention. But then in high school, I started to act who I am, and it changed my life around. And now I have a whole bunch of friends and people I trust to be around. So that's the quote that I'm gonna go with my life. Get Shrek. What is your favorite movie genre? I have to say any action film. Simple. What is your favorite actor? I'm just gonna go with voice actors because I don't watch a whole lot of live action movies. For my favorite voice actor, I'd have to say Johnny Young Bosch or the guy who voiced L. I can't remember his name off of the top of my head, but that guy is awesome. So, yeah. What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you? Do you really want this Q&A to be 2 hours long? What's a random fact about yourself that not very many people know about? I'm wanting to become a voice actor. I can mainly do some deep voice characters. Shadow, Mewtwo, L. Any of those guys I can do pretty well. And even some weird ones, not so dark voice like Consuela and Kermit even. And finally, what would you say is your most prized possession? You. Thank you guys so much for these questions. I had a lot of fun doing this Q&A. And hell, even if next year I may even do another. This one with a lot more questions. And I may even do a live stream of it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you for 4 years. And there will be many more to come. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you so much for an incredible 4 years.